The G-Wade Podcast with Deacon Dirty.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy G-Wade holding it down, G-Wade Podcast, and I'm kicking it alongside with my man Deacon.
Dirty.
Yeah, we got a very special guest on the Zoom call today on the podcast. This is a very powerful interview conversation that I'm looking forward to having with this brother. I'm just going to throw this number out there, and then I'm going to introduce him, and then we're going to move forward from there. So I'm going to say 9,074 days. 9,074 days. And that may not mean anything to you, but it means a whole lot to this brother right here. Anthony Wright is on the Zoom. How you doing, brother?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir, man. When I heard about you, when I heard about your story, and it hit me up, man. I was like, yes, sir. Please, let's sit down and talk with the brother, man, because I love to discuss with him the things that occurred and where you are today. So, but let's back up just a little bit, and then we'll explain what that 9,074 days means. So you are from Philly,
right? Born and raised.
Born and raised in Philly. What side?
North side.
North side. Oh, you know, was the rough side.
No doubt about it.
Yeah, I mean,
no doubt about it.
Yeah, man. Growing up in Philly for you, how was it growing up, man?
Hey, man, it was the same, cliches, you hear the same stories all the time, man. I came from a single parent home, which was ran by my mother. It said it take a village, to raise a child, man. And growing up in my era, that's just how it was. I had an aunt around the corner, uncle up the block, another aunt down the street, and all the neighbors, man. They were like your aunts, and they had to go ahead, to knock you across your head if they saw you doing something you weren't supposed to be doing out in the street.
Right. So a real village, you know what I'm saying?
A real village.
Yeah, I feel you. That same thing with me, man. When I growing up, man, all of my family lived in the same apartment building. Wow. So it was community, village, the whole deal. You know what I'm saying? And so, we'll jump time so that we can get into the story. And I'm gonna say this, it's a kind of, you could say, a very short, for lack of a better, childhood or teenagehood, because in the round about the age of 20, 22, things changed.
20.
Age 20. You had come into some issues with the law, with police.
Yes, insane. Nothing out the ordinary, man. It was a regular Sunday afternoon, early afternoon, around 1:00. I'm a huge sports fan. Any game come on TV, that's me. I'm glued to the TV watching that game.
Right,
no matter what game it is, basketball, football, baseball, hockey, everything, man. That's what I was into growing up. And this Sunday was no different. I was prepared to watch the football game that came on at 1:00. I was in a home at that time with my mother. I had a young son that was 4 years old. Mm-hmm. And the young lady I was seeing at the time was also there. And her and my mother was in the kitchen preparing brunch. And I had just came downstairs, laid across the couch, right in front of the TV. My son was laying on the floor beneath me playing with his toys. And almost simultaneously, the phone rang and I knocked at the door at the same time.
Okay.
And I was laying on the couch, I was closer to the phone, so I reached for the phone. My mother ran out the kitchen into the living room to answer the door.
Okay.
And when I answered the phone, my mother answered the door. She turned around and looked at me. She pulled the curtain. She said, "It's the police." And on the phone was my son's grandfather. Okay. He said, "The police just left here looking for you." My mother opened the door. I said, "Well, they just walked in our house. I'll call you right back. Let me see what they want."
Right.
So when they came in, my mother went crazy. What do y'all want to talk to them for? They wanted to talk to me, but they didn't want to talk to me there at my mother's home. Okay. They wanted me to accompany them to the police administration building here in downtown Philadelphia.
Yeah.
You know, my mother went ballistic. What do y'all want to talk to him for? He didn't do nothing, and I didn't do nothing wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So they allowed me, I had on some shorts, they allowed me to go upstairs to get fully dressed, come outside, follow the officers to the car.
Mm-hmm.
Officers got in front, officers got in the back of me, and we proceeded to the police administration building.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, on the way there, I mean, they made small talk about nothing. You know, the whole time, you know, my mind was set on, I mean, why are these guys come and get me? And what exactly do they want to talk to me about? Mm-hmm. So once we got to the police administration building, things took a turn for the worse. I mean, it got real crazy and it got real aggressive, from them wanting to ask me questions to them saying they know I'm the guy that committed this crime.